The reason why I've wanted to quit in the past, just so everyone knows, is because I didn't know what I needed to do to succeed. Now I know. But when it's like a blur and you're like, man, I don't know what translates to deals, or I don't know what my actions I need to take, it's not fun. It's not a fun game to play. But if you know what you have to do, it's fun. You just got to do it. Yo, what's going on, everyone?
What's up, guys? Welcome back.
How we doing? Thanks for having me.
Oh, yeah, of course. So, Investor Drive Nation, today we have our friend Tanner Elliott on. You might not know him, but he's the man. And we're going to chat with him about his life, his experience in real estate. But first, we got to introduce, if you're new to the channel, what is this? What is this podcast, Corey?
So Investor Thrive, we started to help, people learn how to do real estate, to improve their personal lives, just overall live a good life.
That's right. So we brought in someone who knows all about that mindset that we're trying to help. Not only are we trying to help people, like you said, in real estate, but in their personal lives. So without further ado, thanks for tuning in. Let's hop into Tanner and kind of how we know him and a little bit of intro. But first, let's hop in a short intro about your life and, like a bio for people that don't know you.
Okay. Yeah, my name's Tanner Elliott. I'm a sales professional. I do tech sales. I'm an account executive, all the big names, big important names that I earned over the years, right? But yeah, I do software sales, and then I also run an ad agency where I do digital real estate.
Nice.
Cool. We'll get into that digital real estate because a lot of you people probably don't know what that is. I know I didn't.
It's like, you talking that metaverse real estate?
Yeah, I got what's it, Minecraft farm land or something? No,
you bought a house next to Snoop Dogg.
No.
I heard someone bought like a house next to Snoop Dogg for like $500,000, and it was like in his metaverse. Anyway,
yeah.
So okay, so you gave us a short intro.
Where do you work at, by the way?
So right now I work at Thumbtack. It's actually a same field as what I'm doing independently.
The digital real estate.
Yeah, same thing, same concept.
Are you learning a lot from the way Thumbtack operates to run your own business, or is it kind of?
It's an entirely different business model for sure, and so it's nice to be able to have conversations about marketing with people in my everyday life, and then also do the same thing on the side. Makes it a lot easier.
Cool, man. So I want to go back to what you said. So you said you're a sales professional. Did there come a time where you're like, that title you really like it hit home for you where you're like, I'm a freaking sales.
Real.
It felt real. Because I know like titles, sometimes you get titles and you're like, yeah, I say this, but like did it ever hit? Like did it hit a certain day when you got a deal or something where you're like, I'm a freaking sales professional?
It happened when I committed to it. So like that's just what it is. Like when you're reading books about sales psychology and how to communicate effectively and clearly, that's your profession. If you're putting time in outside of just clocking in and out every day to learn how to do what you do, you're a professional.
So honing your skills.
Yeah, sharpening the axe. That's what I'm out here trying to do that.
So it sounds to me like you just didn't have a job, right? Like you just wouldn't clock in. You would literally go and read outside of your time. You would work on this sharpening the axe, doing the skill, working on the skill outside of your job.
Yeah, my wife would say, that I'd wake up, I would be talking in my sleep, my sales pitch. Right?
Wow.
So I'm like for real in here trying to like run through the demo or run through whatever and really learn how to ask certain questions and have it be like reflex when I'm asking questions. So
let me ask you a question.
That's awesome.
So as a sales professional, what's the number one thing that you've learned?
The number one thing I've learned about
maybe
sales?
like the most important thing about sales that you've learned?
Yeah, the most important thing I've learned about sales is asking questions. That's like 90% of the game.
Active listener over here.
Active listening, asking questions, getting information. Whoever's getting information on a sales call is winning the call. So
interesting.
You gotta be constantly asking questions, and there's formulas about the types of questions that you want to even be focusing on.
Like spin selling. You probably read that.
Exactly, spin. Exactly.
Do you do that?
Yeah, on every call.
Nice.
I found that. That's been the most reliable.
Did you make them up as you go, or did you like write them down and practice them? How did you like develop that skill?
Yeah, I would write them down. The first thing I do anytime I'm selling anything, if I go to a new place or if I'm selling a new product or learning about a new product, I just write down like, hey, these are the top problems that we solve. This is how we solve them, and this is how I'm going to ask the questions to get them to think, those open-ended questions to get them to think about those problems and those circumstances that our product or service is solving. What type of problems?
Interesting. So listen, I read Spin Selling, and it was very hard for me to read that. I'm just an average Joe. Did that book flow for you, or was it kind of a hard read, or did you even read it?
No, I read it, and it stuck with me. And
was it a hard read for you?
I think what name means. Clicked. Was it boring for you?
No, it was clicking for me. Dude.
That
like
book was. Dude, it had a lot of information. It had a lot of like not surveys, but like it had a lot of. It was data, full of data, and I was like, man.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of data and
like graphs and charts.
Yeah, they really do go out and they do an actual case study.
Yeah, it was a big giant research. I think it was the most research over
like 60,000
done.
sales professionals.
Yeah, over 60,000 calls or something, or pros or
like that.
Yeah, it was very, very detailed, and I like that just because it tells me why they feel so confident about what they're saying. So it all kind of clicked for me. I really enjoyed it.
What does SPIN stand for again? Is it? I know needs payoff is the end.
Last one, yeah. So it's situational questions.
Situation, problem,
implication,
and needs payoff. Okay.
So
it's kind of like what John teaches.
Yeah, John Martinez.
Like impact.
Investor Thrive Nation. If you've never heard of John Martinez, he's like a big wholesaling coach. He literally just took Spin Selling and Franklin Covey's training and repurposed it, which no one can blame him for. That's what pretty much everybody that's smart does. They just take something that's working and they repurpose it. They change the name. John, what is he? He took Spin and he took impact, picture perfect, and problem.
I think like situation, problem,
picture perfect,
impact, and picture perfect.
Yeah. So he just changed the name.
Yeah, like
okay, yeah. I mean, dude, but it works. It doesn't matter if you're selling a car, a used car, or
you got to find out if they have a problem.
Data software. It's. Yeah, what's the problem? What's your situation? What's your problem? How's it impacting you? And what does better look like?
I guess you want to find the principles, right, that like cross all the industries, right?
Yeah, and that's why I said, I'm going through and writing as a contractor, because that's what I'm selling now is or contracting leads. Those are the types of questions I'm going to ask.
Yeah, like
it's every single time.
Like as a noob, you want to just tell people your solution. Like, hey, this is what I can do. This is my product, right? I even fall into it sometimes when I'm on like calls. It's easy. It's like, hey, but before just telling someone like your solution, obviously, like you got to find out if they even want it, right? What's their problem? Does your problem even solve their is your product even solve their problem?
Issue? Or is the problem even big enough to where you're feeling it?
Yeah.
Because that you have to be feeling. You got to be feeling some kind of discomfort, dissatisfaction in order to make a change, right? And so that's where every sale happens. I think that's the overall point of the whole book and the whole study is that
I think you got to get, as a sales guy, you got to get used to like starting that conversation, like not knowing exactly where it's going to go, right?
Right.
Because it may go where like you don't have a good solution for them, right? But like starting that and like just kind of like discovering like about their life, about their needs, like what Spin Selling teaches, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Cool, 100%.
Man. That's awesome. So once you committed, you're like, all right, I'm committed to learning. I'm a sales professional because this is what I've dedicated my mind to.
Yeah, and for sure. I mean, I never want to take myself too seriously, right? I kind of said it halfway joking, but when you challenged me on it, I was like, I'm not backing off that.
No, dude, I think you are a sales professional. So. I mean, honestly, what it takes to be anything is just like own it, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm sure in your interviews and when you go, you're like, I'm the man at sales.
Oh yeah.
You tell people, and they're like, okay.
It's like with us, it took us a while to own that we were like.
That's exactly right.
Business, we're real estate investors, like.
I'll be real. Like,
it took a long time.
I didn't tell people I was flipping, wholesaling, coaching until like 3 years into it because I didn't want someone to like challenge me and be like, "Bro, how many deals are you doing?" I'd be like, "A couple." I didn't want to seem like a loser, right? But you got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
And honestly, if you are doing a couple deals a year, you're doing great.
Right.
I mean, one deal a year, better than the dude just watching the YouTube videos shout out to Jerry Norton, our boy, but watching just Jerry Norton's videos and just thinking about what he's going to do. Right.
Yeah.
I meet so many people that hit me up that have been watching YouTube videos on wholesaling or real estate investing for 2-3 years, talking about, what about this and that. I'm like, bro, it's been
they're
2-3 years.
On the verge of being ready, but they just ain't ready to pull the trigger.
Yeah, they're analysis paralysis. There's people that just are information junkies, like Brandon Simmons, our boy. Shout out Brandon Simmons. He says that people will just consume information but not take action.
Right.
So it's all about the action takers.
Yeah, and I've been in that situation, right? I think we all have. I mean,
yeah, man.
We're watching E.T. Thomas in the mornings, trying to get ourselves pumped up. But
E.T. Thomas, that's that one
Eric
dude.
Thomas.
Eric Thomas, right?
Yeah.
Is that guy that's like you can?
Yeah. If you want it more than you want to breathe,
yeah,
then you'll be successful.
They literally play that guy like any sales.
At all the wholesaling events we go to, they play that,
even
getting us hype.
Oh,
even the door to door, like before you're about to knock on a door, like they play that guy to get people pumped
I
up.
like the guy with one arm.
Right, Inky Johnson. Yeah, I respect all these guys because they've been through amazing things and persevered through a lot of things. But I listened to one. I don't even remember the woman who did it, but she was saying like motivation is BS, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah, she was like,
That's what Franklin Covey says in the 4 Disciplines.
Right, and that's
motivation is BS.
Yeah, that's what the title of the video.
Yeah.
Go check it out. But yeah, she basically says like every time I need to do something that's hard, I just do a countdown in my mind of the space shuttle blasting off 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then boom, she just goes and does it.
Sounds like she's motivating herself though. But she said motivation's BS?
No, but that's not, because it's not motivation that makes her do it. It's making the decision to do it that makes her do it.
It's just doing it rather than, a lot of people watch these videos to try to get themselves to the point where they'll do it. When she's saying that's BS, you just got to like,
just do it.
Just count down and go.
Yeah, man. A lot of people will like prepare, plan. In the 4 Disciplines of Execution, talks about how people think more about strategy than they do
and they build out these big elaborate
execution
plans.
And we used to do that all the time.
Yeah, it gets changed in a week.
Yeah, and when me and him first started wholesaling, we would sit there for like 2 or 3 months just thinking of how we are going to do it, right? And I'm sure, I think you guys' experience, I think you guys took action though, right? Or were you guys sitting around, a lot too?
I think
it was a combo, right? It was a combo, but
it was like us. I mean, a combo of both, right?
And then you realize it's all action, baby.
It's like, what you gonna think of every scenario that could possibly happen?
Right.
Plan for it.
Right. Yeah.
So let's rewind a little bit.
Real quick, one more thing to add about that.
Go ahead.
So Franklin Covey, what they talk about in the 4 Disciplines is like, he's like bump motivation, give people a winnable game. You want to get engagement, you want to increase engagement, give them a game that they can win at.
Yeah.
Everyone likes to play a game. Everyone likes to compete. Everyone likes to win.
Right.
Wow.
So you don't need this like hoorah motivation. It's like create a game where people can win.
Wow.
Yeah, man, I love that book, 4 Disciplines of Execution.
Pretty
if you haven't
solid.
read it, it's basically just like, hey, dumb it down. How are you going to win this game?
Do the most important things.
And, we all fall, I guess, a prisoner to that. Like, hey, let me do something that's easy. Let me do something that doesn't actually move the needle. Because it's easy stuff, right?
Right.
Like, let me change the font in this website real quick,
Oh, my
Let me change the formatting. This will do something. It's like, nah, bro, they ain't going to do it.
No, just hit launch.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yo, so let's rewind back.
Let's talk about how we met, right?
Yeah, let's talk about how we met. So you guys go off on how you met, and then we'll talk about how I met you, Tanner.
Yeah.
So you tell it. You're the guest on here.
So, yeah, I met Corey back home. We grew up in the same town.
Hannibal, Missouri, baby.
Yeah, so I was actually really good friends with his whole family, especially his younger brother and
Zach.
Zach, yeah. So, I mean, grew up together, right? And so, I think I was 15 when I moved to Hannibal, 16, 15. So I've known his family for a long time now. So
cool, yeah.
And he got back from his mission, and we became really good friends. Ended up going out to Rexburg, Idaho, while he was in school.
Did he tell you to come out, or did you were like, "Hey, what's up, dude? I'm bored over here in Hannibal."
So when I left Hannibal, he had left Hannibal first, right? Went back to school when school started. But he was like, dude, I can't wait to get out of Hannibal. Get back to Rexburg, around my friends and stuff. And, it's a really small town, Mark Twain.
Yeah, I went there.
Right.
It was dope, bro.
There's not a lot to do.
Nate was trying to move there, bro.
Oh, no. Well, I mean, you'd probably like watching the Eagles and stuff.
Yeah, the Eagles and the what is it, Mississippi River out there.
Yeah.
Right on there.
Yeah.
That's tight. Mark Twain, baby.
No, yeah. So, I mean, there's not a lot to do, though, if you're young, wild, and free. And,
If you single there,
Good luck.
it's rough.
Yeah.
Especially your LDS
Especially
and single,
LDS and
man.
single,
You got
right.
nobody.
Right. So we were working for his dad doing real estate, helping his dad start his real estate company. And then when he went out to school, he's like, yo, just come out here and let's do real estate on our own. I'm like...
Yeah, he got back from his mission, and he was thinking about doing, like, community college, like, just getting a job, going to community college.
Is there a community college in Hannibal?
Yeah.
There's a bunch around there, too.
Oh, okay.
But, like, he didn't know that there was, like, so much more out there.
I had no idea.
He didn't know. Well, you did go to Nigeria on your mission, right?
Liberia.
Yeah. So, you at least knew about that.
I mean, he's been places. I'm not saying he's never been anywhere.
Oh.
But
Barely
he
been
hadn't
anywhere.
lived. Yeah, that's true. But you hadn't lived many other places either.
No.
And, I mean, living on a mission, that's not...
Right.
Do
It's not representative of real life.
I think people are interested about the mission thing, like, and especially in Liberia. Do you have a story that, like, one crazy story you want to tell the people that, like, you had on your 2-year mission while you're talking about Jesus?
Sum up Liberia for us.
Yeah,
Liberia.
we don't even know where some people might not even know where Liberia is.
Okay, yeah. So, I mean, Liberia, it's a West African country. It's around Ghana, Nigeria, Ivory Coast. Liberia is one of the poorest countries in the world. It was... If you've heard of like the child soldiers, the Sierra Leone blood diamonds, that kind of thing, that's Liberia.
Wow.
Right. Ebola came through Liberia. That's actually why I ended up leaving. This is a place that's known a lot of hardships.
Wow.
Like, 16-year civil war,
Think
the
they
whole
got-
everything, right?
You think they have COVID over there too?
Yeah,
They do.
they
Made
have
it
the
there too, huh?
Yeah,
Shoot.
they have the lockdowns and stuff. It's really weird, but yeah, they're taking that pretty seriously as well. Yeah, they survived Ebola and everything else. But anyway, yeah, being in Liberia, super tropical place, very poor, but it was a great place to like love the culture, love the food. Craziest story or experience, you said?
Yeah, go ahead. People probably have no idea what you did or what you saw there.
Yeah, I mean,
You got one at the top of your head that you think people might find interesting?
I mean, the story that my go-to story is always that I killed a king cobra with a stick on my mission.
Is that the ones that have like the flaps?
Yeah,
Oh,
they
gosh.
fan out like that, yeah. And so we're walking to an appointment,
King Cobra.
and this lady comes out and she's like, "Oh yeah, I got there's a snake in my house," and I'm like, "Yeah, okay, all right." I was like, "What's it look like?" And she's like, "It's really, really big and it's black," and I'm like, "Yo, it's probably like a typical like rat snake, because I'm like
Yeah.
a country boy from Missouri, and I'm thinking of a rat snake."
I'll rock this thing.
Yeah, I'll go in there and grab it. Hold on, lady. So I go into the house and I'm looking around, and in the corner I see this freaking curled up freaking cobra, dude. The thing's like 7 feet long.
You're kidding.
No, I'm dead serious, bro. And like, so
Wow.
I dip out of there, and she lives in a mud house, and so we dug a hole outside the house, and then shoved it through the hole with a bamboo pole, and I was on the other side with a stick, and as soon as I saw its head, I just bow, 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 bow,
And you killed it.
Killed it.
Did you keep it?
Yeah, the people there ate it.
Oh god.
Bro, that's almost
Yeah.
as crazy as when you shot the rattlesnake
yeah.
while driving the truck left-handed.
Yeah, I was a country
Yeah,
boy.
you're
but
you're a gunslinger.
I wasn't for the city life back then. I lived on an 800-acre cattle farm back in Fulton, Missouri, before I moved to
Oh
Hannibal,
my
and,
gosh, dude! I didn't know that.
we got down out there.
Snap, bro. So that was your experience.
Yeah,
That's awesome, man.
yeah, great
So
experience there.
you went on your mission, came back. Homie said, "Come out to Rexburg, Idaho, where things are happening." Right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And so
Sounds crazier than it was.
yeah.
So then I met you. Do you remember where we met? It was the rap battle.
At the rap
the
battle.
dish rap
Okay,
battle.
okay.
So I was selling dish at the time, and we were holding a rap battle to recruit people, like a party, and we would recruit people. And I think we were giving away free swag, and we gave away like a belt or a shirt. And
Was that the one at Mountain Lost?
yeah, it was Mountain
Yeah,
Lost. That was actually
Mountain
pretty.
That must have been right when you got to Rexburg.
That was like
That was
probably the
right when I
day
saw him
got
because
there.
he got a free shirt, and we were all like, "Who is this guy?" Because you were like the biggest dude there,
Right.
you know.
I'm a big guy.
Yeah, he's a big guy. What are you, like 6'5"?
Yeah, I'm like 6'5". Like,
Yeah, big dude. I
big-
mean, they
big
don't make
boy.
them like that too much in Rexburg, at least.
Should be in the NFL.
I remember you and Nate just pushing each other around. That was hilarious. Nate was another big 6'5"
guy.
Polynesian dude. So anyway, you came and we met, and then we all became good friends.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's cool.
No, yeah,
Great times back then.
Oh, super good times. I mean, we had some of the best
Oh gosh.
friends like you could
Yeah,
ever want.
some
And
of the funnest
you know what's
times.
interesting? Like majority of the friends I feel like are here
Yeah.
from Rexburg.
Yeah.
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 Starting to scatter a little more, but
So now that we've talked about you coming to college and you coming in that area, let's talk about how you didn't actually go to school, right? You didn't register,
No.
but you just hung out.
Yeah, I was just there.
Let's talk about that. A lot of people.
was it your plan to ever go to school? Were you ever thinking about it? I don't know if I even suggested it or
Yeah,
not.
I thought about it, but like we were doing our real estate thing, and I was like, dude, if you're gonna go to school for 4 years just so you can do what I'm doing right now,
Yeah,
like why
that?
would I do that? You know?
As easy as that, you're convinced not to go to college.
Well, it's like no one else even like that was in college wanted to use their degrees. You know, Todd.
Yeah.
Todd wanted to be a police officer. You wanted to do your own.
Yeah,
you know, you
I don't
just do
even.
your
I
own
didn't really
thing.
know what I wanted to do, but
Right.
I was just going to school, right?
Yeah.
And the reason why we're asking this is because I feel like a lot of people in Investor Type Nation like aren't going to college
Right.
because they want to do in real estate. And what are you going to learn in college that's going to help you real estate? Other than I would say college is for learning how to articulate yourself and meeting great friends.
Network, make
network,
friends.
Yeah,
which
networking,
which you
making
enabled,
friends.
which you did.
Yeah. The only thing, I mean, I think the one thing I was robbed of my college experience was how to use Excel. I feel like everyone who's gone to college has a little bit of a.
I do
leg
feel
up
like
on
Excel
me.
is pretty dang helpful. We did take many classes in business on Excel. Like I don't remember much about the micro and the macro stuff, but
Yeah, I mean, that stuff's just
that stuff was
Confusing.
beyond
But
me.
that stuff gets advanced though.
Yeah. So for Investor Type Nation, you were living in a college town but not going to school, and you were chilling, working, networking, and you feel like the only thing you were robbed of was learning how to use Excel.
It's bad.
I'm sure you
about
can get
it.
an online course.
No, yeah. I'm okay with
So
it.
you going
Like,
back,
make a
you
chart.
wouldn't change. You wouldn't be like, hey, maybe I should have gotten a degree in basket weaving or something.
No. I mean, I don't have any real regrets with it now. Now that I'm, I have a solid career in sales and have marketing going for me and other things. I'm just, I don't know if I'd ever like look back and think that. At least not now at this point in my life.
Yeah.
I might think that like when I'm 50, but
Has that been an issue with getting jobs? Because our parents all told us you need a college degree to get a job. That's what they tell you in school. Has not having a degree affected you getting a job?
no. I mean, I've gone all the way from entry level SDR appointment setter to senior account executives or business development where I'm heading out like
And they don't care that you don't have a degree.
I feel like it's
new
just for
industry
the
or whatever.
I feel like a degree just helps you get the first job. But if you have like we had a connection,
Yeah.
and it was an entry level job, right when we first started.
Well-
so like if you do well, then you progress, right?
Well, I mean, yes, but for a degree, I think if you're going to be a doctor, a CPA, or like some sort of skill set where
It's
you
obvious.
leave,
I mean,
it's
you have
obvious.
to.
Yeah, you have
Yeah,
to. But like
it's a requirement.
sales, business management, like what would you say, business development, like any of this business stuff, like I'm sure they want people with like a finance background, but they don't care if you got experience.
Yeah, they want people who can sell at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I mean, I sit next to a lot of people who have their MBAs.
Really? Dude,
Yeah.
I feel like that's a nightmare to get an MBA.
I mean, it's a lot of work, and it depends on what you want to do with it, right? But if you don't have that clear vision of this is what I'm going to use my degree for, then I mean,
Yeah,
it's
we
just a
talked to
degree.
Nate Worthen, who shout out to Nate Worthen, but he got his MBA in real estate. I don't know exactly the title, but
even
he's
know,
like,
bro.
yeah. We asked him if it was worth it, and he's like, I mean, was your college degree worth it? And I was like, not really. He's like, yeah, mine either. So,
Oh wow. Yeah. So I mean, it's
but you think it would, right? Like an MBA, it's like, ooh, you know.
I mean, I think if you get like an MBA from like Harvard, Yale,
Well, University of
MIT,
Utah is pretty dang. That's a good school.
You like rub shoulders with like
Mark Zuckerberg,
Yeah, like the
people like that.
Elon and
Elon.
geniuses, right? Like,
yeah.
which probably creates more opportunities than like the degree itself.
Yeah, that the networking thing again. Interesting. Yeah, I feel like if I rubbed shoulders with any of those guys, they would be like, they wouldn't kick it with me. They'd be like, hey, you ain't got the IQ, buddy, to
I mean, you
to run
definitely
in
would
the
have
circle.
to bring something to the table, right? They ain't just gonna.
I can bring some jokes.
Yeah, they ain't handing out handouts.
That's true.
Right.
Okay, so that's good. I wanted to talk specifically about that because there are so many people. Like one of our employees, his dad's a multimillionaire, and his dad's like, don't go to college.
Wow.
So I think college back in the day had a bigger impact than it does now. Now there's so many community colleges, so many schools. It's just freaking giving you it's like a belt factory if you compare it to like a karate studio. They just handing out white belts and black belts, you know?
Well, and the thing is like, it depends on what you want to do with your life. If you want to
Right.
own your own business or do something like this, like in being an entrepreneur, like all the information that you're going to learn in school, even if you got your degree a month ago, a lot of that information by the time you graduate is going to be obsolete in the market.
Yeah.
I mean, how many times have you guys changed strategies and found different methods to do what you do?
Yeah, bro.
By
I can't
attending.
I can't even remember what I learned in
Right.
college, bro. So I wouldn't even remember
Right.
if it's
So-
changed.
Yeah,
But
honestly, I don't regret going to college at all, though.
I would have never gone to Rexburg or networked with people if I didn't go to college. But I kind of envy what he did. That was kind of cool.
He
just
only went because I went there, and if I didn't go there, neither of us would
Never.
have been there.
Yeah.
Like,
That's true.
Plus, we wouldn't have
Rexburg-
got married. It was where we were
Yeah,
supposed
like,
to be. You know what I mean?
Rexburg was so
there.
cheap too. I mean, for an education, it was like $1,800 a semester. So we ended up graduating there for like under $10K or something like that,
kind of. Yeah.
or some whatever the math is, right?
Good old
Yeah.
BYU.
Yeah, and
Tithing
then
supplemented.
by the tithing. Huh?
Yeah.
All right, brother. Well, let's see what else we got.
Let's talk a little bit about. So you came out to do real estate
Yeah.
with me,
Mhm.
and we thought we were gonna just absolutely crush it, right?
Yeah.
The Idaho,
So
Rexburg,
you came
Idaho Falls.
out. Must have been like end of the semester
Yeah.
because I left
early-
like halfway through the winter semester.
Okay.
And I think you came out at the end, and I had sent out some letters, ignored all the phone calls because
Dude,
I was
you
getting
get-
blasted.
Don't you wish that would happen now?
Yeah, it's like, how did I do
Oh
that?
my
Because I would
gosh.
love to repeat it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean, we took the no money approach to everything that we did.
Maybe we
and-
should just mail again there.
oh my
Bro,
gosh.
I'm telling you, you got lit up. I remember your phone. I was like, "Who's calling you?" While we were at like the gym, and you were
Yeah.
like, "Dude, mail." And I was like, "Wow."
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about it though.
I didn't either.
Now the response rate is like less than 1%
Oh
of
my
the mail
gosh,
that you
we
send
got-
out.
We got so much done for the marketing that we were using, and like
and the little knowledge we had.
yeah, what little knowledge we had. I mean, and what little resources
So
we had.
tell Investor Thrive what you guys did. You guys were trying
So he came out middle of the semester, end of semester, and we started. I think we started putting out bandit signs.
Right,
We started
yeah.
probably did a little bit of mail. Started calling Craigslist for sale by owners, Zillow for sale by owners, and so you came out probably March, April. We didn't get our first deal until September.
to. How long is that? How many months?
4
Five,
months,
yeah,
3, 4,
whatever.
5 months.
That's not
whatever that
bad.
is.
I mean, looking at people's
May,
experiences.
June, July, August, September, 5 months.
Yeah, about 5 months. I mean, and it was a grind, right?
It
I
was
mean,
a
like,
grind.
Like
A
we
lot of
really,
stress, a lot
Let me
of...
ask you guys a question. You say it's a grind. Looking back to what you guys do now, could you have grinded harder, or were you guys going balls to the wall?
We could have went harder.
Okay.
Could always
way
go
harder.
Could always go
I
harder.
mean, it's like a grind in the sense that, like, the weird thing about being an entrepreneur versus having a job is you have to figure out, like, what you're going to do every day, right? You have to figure out how you're going to spend your time, like, what actions you're going to take. like all that stuff versus a job, they tell you what to do, right?
Yeah.
So like you spend some time like in analysis paralysis, right? You spend a lot of time not doing much,
Planning,
thinking about what to do. Like you question, like, am I spending my time doing the right things? Like I don't want to do all this work.
That's why
and
so many
have it
people
not
get
pan
mentors,
out.
right? Because they just want someone to tell them what to do.
Yeah, which makes sense, right?
Right. I mean, I love being an entrepreneur and having my side business. I think the differences that are there, I mean, it's entrepreneurs are out here creating opportunities. Successful people take advantage of opportunity. So, I mean, what you do give yourself, what you do create for yourself, are you taking advantage of it? I mean, we really had to work really hard to create those opportunities, and then for some reason we didn't capitalize on everything that we created
because
for
you're newer,
ourselves.
right?
Yeah.
You missed out on opportunities. Interesting. Well,
Yeah, so that summer to supplement our whole to survive, because I mean we had to pay for our own ways.
Right.
yeah. Your dad cut you off.
Yeah, my dad had cut me off like a year ago before, and so to pay for our own ways, like we had to. What did we do?
We were doing.
Or you're doing any job
we were
that you
doing
could get.
anything that we could do to. We were painting curbs. We started a curb.
You guys, I remember the time you
curb painting
painted curbs.
business.
You were like, "Dude, this is the business, bro. This is gonna make so much
we
money."
made like in one day we made like $250,
and you guys were stoked.
Stoked.
that's quite a bit. You know
For
what I mean?
us.
For like,
Yeah,
and
man.
it was like a few hours of work. It wasn't like we were out there all day.
Yeah. So we did that. We did street construction, like road safety, where we were flagging.
Traffic control stuff.
Yeah. And then we also got suckered into like scraping off the white lines off the road. We were,
What do you mean suckered in? Because it's hard. It was
No,
hard.
their
part of the
company,
job.
their company just had us do it one day.
We were the new guys.
So you were the guys that stood in the middle of the road and flipped the sign to stop and slow.
Down, stop. Have my walkie-talkie.
Weren't you out there like at midnight? They
Oh,
made
dude,
you work the
we
night
were
shift,
Sometimes, yeah.
Like you'd stand for literally 13 hours.
and you couldn't sit down.
No,
Or-
there's nowhere to sit.
I
You're in the middle of
started
the
sitting
street.
down on the back of my truck. Bro. I ain't standing for this long, bro.
you should have
Yeah.
brought in at the lawn chair, baby.
Oh my gosh!
First night I did it, it was like Idaho. It gets cold at night, so it was like hot in the day, right? I didn't bring a sweatshirt, so I was freezing to death, bro. Like we started going to pick up the cones, like drive. You know how you drive
and
in the
pick up
trailer,
the-
pick up the cones as you're driving and toss them in the back, bro. I was like stiff as a board because I've been standing and cold. I'm like, bro, I can't do this.
All this to the pursuit of the dream of
Right.
real estate.
Yeah,
And-
and then
Remember when I had Poppy's corn?
Yeah.
You sold the corn
I
out of the
sold
corn stand.
elotes.
Elotes.
Big old
dude.
6'5" black dude selling elotes out of the
Dude,
back of a freaking.
Bro, let this bomb. Though.
Dude, I know. I in college for Investor Nation, you know, I ran a elote stand, which is Mexican corn.
Uh-huh.
I sold out of like a little shack in a little tent. It was $3 a cup, and yeah, man, it was called Poppy's corn
Poppy's corn. I
It was
remember
fun.
those
He
days.
bounced to Skizzy's. I think that was after.
after Poppy's, because Poppy's
But I
went.
think that was after we even were wholesaling. I think you just kind of did that
Yeah, he did it like on the
weekends
weekends.
and at night, right?
Yeah. Then you guys started
Yeah.
bouncing not only at Skizzy's but at quinceañeras, right?
Yeah, we were doing.
Well, we bounced
quinceañeras.
at Quinceañeras first. That summer that we did the
The standing.
road
Sign, yeah.
construction, we bounced before that.
Yeah, yeah. We did everything.
Bro,
that
we were
could.
living off like $50 a week.
Yeah, yeah.
We'd be going to Burger King and getting
You'd be
getting
split,
like
you'd be splitting the patty. Would you be getting the junior king or
I
whatever?
think back then you could get like a double cheeseburger, the
Oh, yeah.
charbroiled double cheeseburger
Yeah, for like a
for
dollar.
like $1.
You know.
It was bomb.
You got the dollar menu, you know. We'd be hitting up that. We'd be looking for coins and stuff so we could go get a drink, just to have a little something.
I remember,
to keep us going.
and I did summer sales, and I was trying to convince you guys to come and just sell with me, and you would not give up on the dream. Now, summer sales did make a lot of money.
Right.
You know, it would have been a good decision whether, you know, you want to do it or not, but you guys were stuck in, you know, wanting to do real estate, which I think is great too.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
Yeah,
when
we-
we hit that first deal in September and made like $14K. It changed everything.
Game changer.
Yeah, and then within like
What-
the next
didn't you go out and spend all your money you made on it like in a couple of weeks or something? I remember you got like new clothes, you got some new shoes.
I mean, we had done that several times where we blew a lot of money, but like not
No,
Not
we
like
didn't blow it all
anything.
on stuff like that. We would
But
we would try marketing stuff, and it wouldn't work.
Yeah. That's just, it's up and down. It's like
Yeah.
this, right? Even
Yeah.
when you guys are doing it.
Yeah, I mean, because we didn't have any clue how to do marketing, and so literally everything that we did get, and we did get, I mean, we did a lot for what we had and what we were working with, and the knowledge that we had. We did a lot, but yeah,
Most of our deals. So we got our first deal in September, and then in the next like year and a half, we did like 6 deals for like almost $90K.
yeah,
That's what's up.
And most of them, one of them was from a bandit sign. Our first deal was from a bandit sign. And then most of them after that were all for sale by owner.
Yeah,
off
and-
Craigslist and Zillow.
and give you an idea about like how rough it was for us, because I mean we did put everything we had into this, right? Like if we were out and about spending money on gas, we were driving up and down the streets writing down vacant houses, right? Like everything we did went back into this thing.
Yeah.
But like even the bandit signs, those are like $1, right, a piece.
They're not cheap. And especially if
Right.
the city here, they take them down like that. It's like, dude, I just freaking wasted all that money.
So we made a pole
I remember
that
yeah.
was.
You remember that?
We made one
So
too.
it had like a
you guys
staple
made.
gun at the end of it, so
Yeah.
we could put these things up like 15 feet in the air. So like
No one could get
no
them.
one could get them down, because it's like, dude, this got to work, this got to be up here for a month,
Yeah.
It's,
Did no one took? Did people take them down
oh, dude,
eventually?
we get-
Eventually.
we get calls from the city though, like, how are you guys getting these up here so high?
See,
Like,
I
it's
tried
really
to put them
tall.
up with the sign that I had, and I'm not as tall as you, so it wouldn't be. It would be easy to get.
Bro, one of us would sit in the back of the truck. Was it the back or the front? I think we would trade off.
Yeah, I mean,
And you just grab the sign out of the back because we do
Run.
this at night.
You got to do
And
quick
Everyone's like nervous to do it, right? Because
because
you
you
don't
feel
wanna
like
be
you're
seen.
you-
You feel like you're doing something kind of wrong.
Yeah, for real.
But yeah, dude, it's.
I mean, bandit
hilarious.
signs work.
they
Yeah.
worked. They worked.
You know,
What an
Wh-
adventure, though.
Yeah,
Seriously.
Best Stripe Nation. These guys are like the pioneers of doing deals. And
It's
and
hilarious. to be
grinding.
honest, looking
So-
back.
No,
I-
and I didn't do any of this with you guys. What I did is I did an internship with Tar Properties, which for one of my classes, and I needed an internship for college, so I was like, I'm gonna intern with you guys. And I interned with you guys. I think I showed up twice to work with you.
I don't think we had you do anything. Did
I
you do one
I don't
thing?
think I think I called one for sale by owner.
think you
It was like a nice house in Rexburg, and I was like, they were like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I have no idea." So I did that internship with you guys, and then that was when I was doing Poppy's corn. I said, "Forget this. I'm gonna go sell some corn." And that's. But honestly, I should have. Looking back, it'd be great if I would have just grinded with you guys. And
Yeah,
really-
remember when we'd like go look at houses? We went. to,
Yeah,
like,
we
look
went
at
with some
random
agent. We went
listings,
with an agent to go see some random
like we were
listings.
about to do something
Yeah,
about
we didn't
it.
know what we were doing.
Yeah, we had a lot of those situations. I mean, we were pulling up though, like we shared his car, and he was driving a
truck.
'97 Ford Ranger,
The giant
single
dent in the
cab.
back.
Dude, I remember riding
huge
that
dent
thing.
in the back. Yeah, so we'd pull up to these houses and we'd be like, "Oh yeah, make sure the left side show it so they don't see the
See
dent in the back of the truck."
Bro, we'd hop out. We'd have our joggers and our Birkenstocks
Oh
on.
my gosh,
And
dude.
I don't know how
My
people
hair
are
was bleached.
took you guys serious.
My hair was bleached too in the front,
Oh gosh.
right here, like
So
Wiz Khalifa.
let's take a look back. We're all
Oh,
30,
my
and you're
gosh.
28. How old are you?
I'm 28, yeah, now.
28, 30, 32.
32.
And we look back, and you guys look back at the success. You had success. Like anyone can do it, right?
Anyone can do it.
And you guys
what
had
we were
limited
saying, like,
knowledge.
we had limited knowledge. We had a crappy car. We weren't dressed to the nines or anything.
No money.
No money. And like we were just
Winging it.
winging it.
Yeah. So what could you tell Investor Drive Nation? What can we learn from this your guys' experience?
It's just going out there and doing it. Just
Dive in.
commit to it and learn about it, commit to it, but just go. Don't get stressed out by overanalyzing and not making a move to do something. If you really feel like you can do it, just start making steps. Start doing something.
Everyone wants to like figure every possible outcome out before they go out and try something. That's not how life works. Like you got to start trying stuff, and that's when you figure out outcomes, and that's when you pivot. You, what's the word? Like when you do something,
You change?
Innovate.
yeah, like innovate or like, Yeah, I mean, you just
pivot.
You kind of like where you come up with an idea like just off the top of your head, right?
Yeah.
Like
Improvise.
you just improvise. That's the word I'm
Improvise.
looking for.
Nice.
So you improvise, right? And that helps you improve. And you're going to learn it by doing, because no matter if you think about it for a year or two, you're still going to have to improvise once you start taking action.
Oh, yeah.
So you might as well
Look
take
at our deal
action
right now in South Jordan. We're improvising. We've never had to deal
we
with
don't know
this.
what to do with that.
I mean, you know what's
Just
interesting?
figure it out.
Yeah, about what we do is like we've been doing this for a while. Almost every situation is different. Like no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah, like this deal in South Jordan, I'm having to figure out all this new stuff.
Yeah, and you're
And
learning
I'm having
about
to
it.
improvise, and I'm making it up as I go, doing the best I can.
I was on an interview with some guy earlier for a podcast for him, and it was like just a quick interview. And he said, "What was your biggest failure?" Right? That was just one of his questions. And I'm like, "I don't have any failures, bro.
No.
You guys don't have any failures.
No.
Why? Because you learn." And not knock on him. He wasn't. It was just his question. He's a great guy. But it's just like, bro, you don't have failures.
Yeah, I ain't dead yet.
No.
Only failing
Even
is
if you die,
quit,
you ain't
right?
failed.
Yeah. You quit or you die. You run out of time.
Yeah, you quit. Yeah, or like you said, run out of time.
But like that's probably the second lesson, right? Is like you have to stick with it. Like there's been times where we've wanted to quit,
Oh, bro.
and we've done.
But let me tell you the reason why-
100+ deals now.
Yeah, the reason why I've wanted to quit in the past, just so everyone knows, is because I didn't know what I needed to do to succeed. Now I know, right?
Yeah.
But when it's like a blur and you're like, man, I don't know what translates to deals, or I don't know what my actions I need to take. It's not fun. It's not a fun game to play. But if you know what you have to do, it's fun. You just got to do it.
Yeah, and I want to address that because I pivoted. I left real estate or physical real estate altogether, and I had my kids. I got 2 kids now, 1 more on the way. Got married, and I just needed one. I got sucked into that life of stability, and I for a while there, I was like, dude, what am I gonna do? Like,
Right.
What am I gonna do to get back in the game? And really, because once you see that side of life, even if you only make a couple $100,000 or whatever over the course of a few years, like man, like you can't go back. It's like
Yeah.
because you're just building someone else's dream, and you think about, like they got 100 reps in here doing however many deals every day, like they're building their dream right now.
So your mind, because you did what you did with Corey, even though you have a salary job, right? You have a job. You're thinking like, what can I do?
Yeah, and I might be a side hustle guy for a while, and this year I've made a lot of new goals for my company, and what I want it to be and be for my family, and
just
we're getting after
to
it.
explain to people, what is your side hustle?
So I do digital real estate now, and so essentially what that is you build a website that generates leads for a certain type of service, and then once it's generating leads, you find a tenant to rent that space from you. So they get all of the leads and things that come off of that digital property, and because you've invested time into SEO.
It's SEO. It's not Google, right? It's not Google Ads.
You do Google Ads as well. You do everything you can to generate leads. So I'm running ads.
But when you
doing
sell it,
SEO.
is it the SEO that you're selling, or are you selling like, hey, if you run these ads too?
So it sounds like you rent them the page. So like they don't own any of the property.
No.
They don't do any of the lead gen.
No.
They pay you a monthly fee.
But they can
flat
buy
fee
it
deal.
eventually. They can buy it, the site, if you want to.
If I wanted to sell it to them, I could. But if I want to keep it and find the next tenant to come in and reevaluate the deal and see if I can make more money off of it, and it's pretty profitable. Like one of the websites that I have right now is an epoxy site where for $500 a month, I got it to the point $500 a month gets you about 30 leads at a 30% conversion. I mean, so these guys are bringing home some cash, like because each
they're like
job is
$500 to pay. Are you saying that you would rent that out for $500 a month to someone?
So I would rent it. They pay $500 a month for the ad spend, and then they pay me either I do a commission or a flat fee. So off of
That's
that
probably
deal,
just because you're newer, right?
right? Yeah, and the commissions I'll stop doing entirely, but like I get 10% of every deal that I close. And one instance
that you close? You're closing them, or are you sending them to them?
I send it to him. He closes.
Okay,
them,
that
right?
he closes.
Right, and so he'll pay me 10%, but he automatically pays me $500, so it doesn't cost me anything to run
Is that
the
here in
ads.
Utah?
Yeah.
Okay, sweet.
And so, I mean, he had a deal though once where it was $18,000 that he got the job for. And so,
$18,000
So,
to
yeah.
epoxy a floor.
yeah, it was a commercial building.
Oh.
So like most of the 2-car garages, those are like $1,400, $1,500, 16. And so, but he got a commercial building and 18,000. So I made $1,800 off the site just for being there.
Yeah, that's sweet, man.
And
I
so
think that's cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, cool.
Well, brother, it's
Yeah,
been
it's
great
been
chatting with you. Now we're going to end, but do you have any words of wisdom or anything you want these people to remember you for if they don't see you again?
Yeah, remember me for knowing these guys and for being on the show here. And I guess, really just someone who has gone through like analyzing whether or not I should get started, getting started and reaping benefits and, seeing where it can go. Like you gotta come and taste and feel that entrepreneurial spirit and know that it's possible. And even if you start off making $300 a month, imagine your life without a car payment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's everything that gets you closer to where you want to go. And so, whether you start off full force into starting your own business or you have a side job, just keep hustling, keep getting after it, and you can do whatever. Right?
Last thing, if people, what professional services do you help? If someone wants help producing leads,
Yeah. So
where can they reach you? And
do you coach or do
who
you help people?
Yeah, so you can. I'm got a group on Facebook running Clear Lead Marketing. You can reach out to me there.
Is that a page or a group?
It's a page, yeah, for the company. So if you run a niche service, so something like epoxy flooring, if you do tree services, if you do driveway repair, something like that, reach out to me. My team would love to talk about what we can do to get you more leads for whatever niche service you provide. We'd
Put
love
your
to,
info
love to talk to you. Yeah.
in the description.
So you're telling people if they have companies that do anything niche like that, you can run leads for them? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
That's awesome.
Any
Yeah,
niche market. I'm not super great at
Good luck getting into the real estate market with your ads.
Yeah, I'm not
'cause,
doing
we
that.
tried that.
no roofing,
SEO,
real
all that
estate,
stuff.
insurance. I stay away
lawyers,
from that stuff.
like that's
It's more like niche.
that's the big money.
Yeah,
right
the
there.
niche is going to Albuquerque, New Mexico, and saying I'm taking over the entire concrete industry here.
Dog walking industry.
Right. That's where the money's at because it's like
Yeah.
once you get that property that's there and ranked number 1, that's a valuable asset to carry with you for long term.
Rexburg, Idaho.
You dominate Rexburg, Idaho for the next 5 years and the growth that comes with it. People like this is small things, man. I'm telling you, that's the small things that can.
I'm all about the
I mean,
small
if you
things.
got someone searching that needs epoxy, like they're probably ready to buy it if they're even thinking about it.
Yeah.
So they search it, and you're the number one guy. Like
That's been the hard thing
that's
about
probably
real
a really
estate.
good lead.
Oh yeah, it's a super great lead. I mean, I convert 50 to 60% on that. So
Yeah, and like I was saying, real estate, that's expensive to market, and there's a lot of competition. But
Yeah.
I like what you're
And
doing.
people are at all different stages. Some people just want to know what their house is worth, or
Yeah.
are thinking
Yeah.
about it, but not really ready to pull the trigger.
Very true. Well, hey, bro, thanks for coming on. I hope that was
Great to have
I
you
hope
on.
Investor Thriving Nation enjoyed you. We enjoyed having you here. And again, Clear Lead Marketing, if you want to reach out to our homie, and he'll help you out.
yeah.
See you guys.
Later.